There's another airplane that hopes to honor those who served and sacrificed for our country.
As we approach this Memorial Day weekend, AOPA Live's Josh Cochran has a story of an airplane that honors our heroes.
This shiny blue RV-10 was built for a purpose. It was designed to honor our veterans.
Looking for something that wouldn't grow old. You know, everybody puts their wives and their horses and their dogs on their plane, and those move on, but we need to be honoring our troops forever.
Owner Rodney Jarrell commissioned artist John Starr to work on the airplane.
And when Rodney came to me, it was like a blessing, and I almost felt like I was finally getting to paint the one I would have done for myself.
John and Rodney carefully picked iconic veterans and military equipment to represent each branch of the military.
Part of the artwork on the Navy wing, which is the whole right wing of the aircraft, we featured U.S. Navy SEAL Chris Kyle, also known as the American Sniper, who was quite legendary throughout his career on the conflict in the Middle East. Couldn't conclude without having the Navy SEALs storming a beach here. The Marine Corps artwork that we produced on the aircraft features some historic elements like the raising of the flag on Iwo Jima that the Marines fought so hard for. And the portrait of the General Chesty Puller is kind of the traditional Marines Marine who served in several different conflicts. On this particular part of the aircraft, we've honored the Coast Guard. The portrait that we selected for the pilot here is Commander Dale Taylor, who was a very well-known rescue pilot. Earned the Congressional Medal of Honor, I think, was the award that he got for bravery and a rescue that he performed, where he actually turned the helicopter over to another officer on board, and went into the water to help rescue some people on a sailboat. Over here on the Army side of the plane, on the left side of the nose, we have General George Patton, which a lot of people remember his involvement succeeding in World War II. And then to bring us into the future more, we've got a rendering of Pat Tillman, who was well known as a Arizona Cardinal NFL player who was so affected by the impact of the 9/11 events that we had in this country that he retired early from the NFL and went back to the Army to become an Army Ranger. The left wing of the aircraft represents the history and some of the modern elements of the Air Force. And we chose Claire Chennault, who was one of the first generals of the U.S. Air Force when they were renamed after being in the Army Air Force. But Chennault was well known for leading the forces over in the action over in China early before World War II even started. Further on the inside of the wing, we have the first U.S. Air Force female combat pilot represented. Her name is Jeannie Leavitt. We also have the National Guard, which is an often forgotten element of our armed services. And on this particular scene, we've got the National Guard hard at work rescuing people here in our own countries.
Rodney flies his RV-10 all over the country as a flying monument to the veterans. He flew it all the way from Phoenix to Sun and Fun.
Didn't even have it judged. Felt like that would take away from what we're here for. We're here to honor the troops, and the guys walk around, and it warms your heart to see them just excited to see people they know or they've read about or heard about on the airplane.
Josh Cochran, AOPA Live.
Thanks, Josh. Truly a beautiful airplane and a wonderful tribute.